for those in the audience getting to know you for the very first time, care to share where you were born?
I was born in Maryland, born and raised in Maryland. Silver Springs. No, I was raised in Waldorf, Maryland. I was born in Silver Springs, though.
And how far of a distance is that?
I want to say, I don't know, honestly. I don't know. I know it's like maybe 30 to 45 minutes, if I could guess. Yes.
Now, born in Silver Springs, raised in Waldorf, excuse me, what age did that move take place in your life, and what was the reason back then?
I don't know. You have to ask my mother. We were just moving. But I know Waldorf, I've been there my whole entire life. I know I was just born in Silver Springs, though. I was
Okay,
Waldorf my whole life, yeah.
got it, got it. And you stayed in Waldorf, excuse me, up until the age of you attending college.
Yes. Yes.
And when it came to that area, did it get any more specific than that for you? Like a particular part of Waldorf, perhaps?
Particular part of Waldorf? No, I was really in the cut though. It's more specifically, it's not really Waldorf. It's kind of like the cut, more so of like the Hughesville area. That's where it is.
And again, you were raised in that particular area your
Yes.
entire life?
Okay, wait, can we go back?
Yes, let's go back and get it right.
Okay. So basically, I was raised in Waldorf, Maryland. We did jump. So I was raised, I want to say up until I was 10, I was raised in Waldorf, but specifically, I don't, hold on, give me a second.
Take your time.
No, I was raised in Waldorf. I just moved houses. I just moved houses, but it was the same area.
Okay, got it. So technically, just the hospital was in Silver
Yes,
Springs.
yes, just the hospital was in Silver Springs. I was just kind of a little bit confused, sorry.
Now, when it comes to that area of Maryland, let's say there are those in the audience that aren't familiar. Maybe they've never heard of Silver Springs, maybe they never heard of Waldorf, but maybe they're familiar with Baltimore, for example.
Yes.
How far of a distance is that?
So Baltimore from Waldorf, I want to say is an hour away, an hour and 15 minutes. Baltimore is kind of deep from where I am.
And what about maybe Washington, D.C., for those that aren't familiar with Baltimore?
Washington, D.C., I want to say is 45 minutes away from where I stay.
And are there any other major cities that are relatively close to maybe 45 minutes or an hour, just like these two major cities?
Those are the major cities that everybody know.
And for you, what was that really like growing up in Waldorf for you?
I want to say I loved Waldorf. You see, I come from a very big family, and I feel like that was the perfect setting for me to grow up, especially in the way that I did. I had very loving parents. They did everything they could. I grew up, I went to, as I grew up, I went to a Christian school growing up, and then I ended up going to public school. So I feel like the area, the people, everywhere around it, I really felt the support and I really felt the love, and I couldn't have asked to grow up anywhere else.
Now, you've already mentioned previously the middle school you've attended, the high school you've attended, and the college or university you're currently in. And just to be specific, is it a college or a university that you're in at this?
It's university.
Okay, got it.
Catholic University.
Now, you mentioned a Christian school here. Care to share the name of that school and what grades that was for you?
Grace Christian Academy is the name of the school, and the Grace I attended it was, I want to say, 3rd grade to 6th grade. 3rd grade to 6th grade.
Now, when it comes to that topic of religion, do you follow a religion at this point in your life?
Yes, I do. I am Christian.
And for you, does it get any more specific than that, like a particular branch under Christianity,
No, it
for
doesn't.
example?
Christian is my religion.
And that was both under the household and raising of your mother and father.
Is that both? Yes, my parents are Christian, but I follow God the way that I follow God.
Can you shed some light on that?
Okay, so I did grow up in a Christian household. My parents do attend church every Sunday. They do believe in God, but I had found God on my own. I want to say my freshman year of college, and then that's when I could really say that I had become a really religious person.
And do you want to dive any deeper on that moment or what happened there? Or?
When I first found God, My friend Desire is her name. She is currently a senior at St. John's University. We both attend the same college. She first not introduced me to him, but honestly got me to build a stronger relationship with him, because before then I knew who God was, but I didn't quite know the magnitude of what he could do for my life and what he does for my life in general. You feel me? God has done a lot of miracles in my life, and he shows me different ways on why he is my end all, me is my end all, my be all. You feel me?
So I don't want to put words in your mouth here, but just to summarize, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. So, uh, due to growing up in this Christian school under the roof of Christianity with your parents and you attending church, you had an establishment with a higher power, but you didn't really connect
No,
until
I
that
didn't.
moment there.
My parents used to send me to summer camps. I used to go to the Bible studies every Wednesday. I knew of God when I was growing up. I knew I knew what he could do for me, and I knew what he did for my family. I knew what he did around me, the people, my friends, everything. I just never built that relationship with him.
Now, speaking of this family and how big it is, relatively speaking, how many siblings did you have?
Did you? No, dude. I lose count, honestly. I have like 10 of them. 10. I have 7 brothers and 3 sisters. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 7 brothers and 3 sisters.
And is this all same mother and father for you?
Yes, except one. I have one. What? But he is my family. He is my family. But it's one, and he's my mother's child.
And so for you, how many of these siblings actually grew up with you under that roof?
All of them. I'm the oldest, other than my oldest brother, which I stated before.
And what's that position like for you?
Honestly, it's a lot of pressure, if I'm being completely honest, because I'm doing everything for them. I'm trying to make sure that I set a good role model and making sure that they know that they can have anything and whatever they want out of life if they want it.
And for you, what's been the most challenging aspect of that position, of the on that ladder of those siblings?
Like I told you before, the pressure of making sure that I do great so they do great. That's one thing that I've always stood by. Like I want to make sure that I do everything that I wanted out of life, and make sure that I succeed, and make sure that I prosper, and make sure that I make my dreams come true so they know that they can make their dreams come true. That's one thing that I really, really I stand on, I want to say.
And what's been the biggest lesson you learned from that position as well, looking back?
The biggest lesson I learned, um, although that I say that pressure is one of the biggest things, I want to say the biggest lesson I learned is that I can't allow what they do to get to me. You feel me? I know that I'm an influencer in their life, but I have to understand that they have their own lives and they want to do whatever they want to do. That I just want to make sure that I'm the role model, and they're looking at somebody that they can look up to. So that's what I want to say. I want to say that the biggest lesson I learned is let them do them. Just make sure that they're doing the right things.
And what was that, or what were those living arrangements like back then
The living arrangements.
with all those siblings? Yeah.
We did. Honestly, I shared a room. I want to say up until up until 12 or 13, and then I grew up teenager years. You feel me? So I got my own room, and then everybody else shared a room, and I had my own space. So, but it was a good living environment. You feel me? It was great.
Now, zooming back out, when it comes to your upbringing, overall speaking, I imagine there was a really high point in your life and possibly a really low point as well. But let's talk about the high. What was the top point for you during your upbringing in Waldorf? What was the highest point or most positive moment for you growing up in that environment?
I want to say, like you said, the highest and the lowest. I want to say Those both go hand in hand. I want to say it was my senior year. I was going through a lot. I want to say I was going through depression. I was going through a lot of different things. But it was one of the years where I really could say that I started to find myself. Yes, my senior year of high school.
And when it comes to this description of depression, was that a self-diagnosis or were you ever professionally diagnosed, perhaps?
I want to say I was not professionally diagnosed, but I know that I was going through it really, really, really bad during that time.
And how bad did things get for you? How bad did things unravel for you back then?
Man, it was times I just cried myself to sleep. I couldn't turn to nobody. I only thought that I had myself to, you feel me? I only thought that I had myself. But I knew that I didn't. I knew that I had my friends, I had my family, but during that time, I really didn't think that I had anybody.
Now, is this something you've overcome at this point, that feeling, those feelings you had from back then?
Yes, I do say that I'm definitely better. I'm definitely happier. And I don't even think about that time no more. And I'm glad that I've overcome it. Because honestly, without going through what I went through my senior year, I don't think that I would be the person that I am today.
And how were you able to persevere through that?
How was I able to persevere?
Yes, how'd you get to the other side, so to
Just
speak?
praying, remembering that I'm loved, remembering that there's more to life than just what had happened to me. That's how I persevered. Just making sure that I just kept pushing, remembering that I still have a future, a successful future that I got ahead of me, you know. I was about to graduate. I had so much life.
And do you want to share any of those details back then that was getting you to those depths?
No,
What you were facing and things of that nature at that time?
no, I can't.
All right. Well, looking back, how were you able to survive that upbringing there? And not just that senior year, but just the culmination of up into the age of, let's say, 18 and um, graduating high school and going to a university and things of that nature. How were you able to survive that upbringing in Waldorf? Because there are some that don't make it.
How was I able to survive it? What do you mean? How was I
Yes,
able to
like
survive?
how were you able to survive that environment of Waldorf, that area?
Um, how was I able to survive it? I got out of it. I went to college. That's what happened. I went to college in New York and I just started living my life and figuring out what I had to do in order to make it in this world. And I'm still trying to figure it out. I still don't got nothing all figured out, but I'm still moving and I'm still going.
Now, there are some people who say things like, don't know if I'll make it to see the age of 18. Maybe 21, for example. Did you have any of these thoughts yourself growing up in Waldorf?
If I'm being completely honest, um, but I feel like that's an everybody thing. I feel like when I was growing up, I couldn't picture myself being 18. I couldn't picture myself being 16. I couldn't picture myself being 20. It was just not something that I could fully grasp and comprehend. You feel me? It wasn't something that I could actually visualize. But I feel like that's everybody. I can't see tomorrow. You feel me? But it was never one of those times where it's like, oh, I don't think that I'm gonna make it to that day. Because I always know that I'm gonna be living because I know that like I said, I got a lot of life ahead of me, and I know that God has a bigger plan for me.
Now, be that as it may, knowing what you know now, hypothetically speaking, what would you have said to your younger self back then, if anything?
Bitch, keep going! Oh my God! First of all, I'm so freaking proud of you. Look, you're doing your thing, girl. I don't know how we got in this situation. I really don't. I don't know how we ended up being the content creator that we are. I don't even understand how we even got into the skit world. But I want to say that you knew that you were a star when you were younger, and you are going to be that entirely, girl. And I'm so proud that you didn't give up. And I'm so proud that you didn't let anybody influence you. And I'm so proud that you didn't allow anybody's commentary of you in a mean way, the bullying and all of that stuff. I'm so proud that you didn't let any of that get to you. I'm so proud that you're becoming the confident girl that you've said that you were supposed to be. You feel me? I'm so proud of who you are becoming, and I'm so proud of what you've been doing for your life. Girl, we have so much life ahead of us, and this is just the beginning.
Now, anything else you want to mention about your upbringing?
My upbringing, I want to say I was a colored girl growing up with a lot of diverse people. It was a lot going on when I was growing up. I did have a lot of people. I want to say I was bullied growing up. I'm not going to lie to you. But I want to say that only just made me the person that I am today. So I'm thankful for everybody that said anything or did anything that ever made me feel like I couldn't be the person that I am, or I couldn't shine the way that I'm meant to shine. You feel me? I'm grateful that you bullied me. I'm grateful that you talked bad about me. I'm grateful that you tried to knock my confidence because, bitch, you don't understand. You made a fucking star, ho. That's what I want to say.
Now, are you trolling here, or do
No,
you
I'm
truly
serious.
mean this?
I truly mean this. There's no trolling. For anybody that ever said or did or posted anything when I was younger, look, thank you, for real.
Now, when it came to that topic of bullying, how bad did things get for you?
Zero confidence. It got really bad. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I didn't. When I looked in the mirror, I didn't see myself. You feel me? I didn't know who I was gonna become. I just didn't know who I was, honestly. I was listening to everybody else around me other than listening to myself, and it really took a toll on my mental. So, and I hid it from a lot of people, because a lot of people didn't know what I used to go through when I was younger. I hid it from my family, I hid it from my parents, and it was just recently I told my parents how bad it was. But, I mean, like I said before, I'm thankful for what you guys did to me. I wish you guys didn't do it to me, but I'm thankful because, like I said before, we're here and I'm elevating. You feel me? You can't knock me.
And just curious here, if you care to share, what were you bullied about back then?
I was always the type of girl. First of all, I was more so bullied on my skin tone. I am a dark-skinned girl, and like back then, it wasn't really a lot of me. You feel me? So it was something that the kids just picked on because they felt like it was just something that they could talk about. When I was younger, I was always the person that spoke her mind, be very expressive. I was always the loud girl. I still typically am. That's what they call me online, the loud girl. But that's just, I embrace it. You feel me? It's just how I've always been. But yeah, I was bullied on my skin complexion. I was bullied on just my communication skills. That's another reason, I'm not gonna lie. Communications, why I chose the major communications is because I also lacked the ability to communicate properly when I was growing up. So I sought to seek out more help, and I feel like the communication degree in which I'm sorry, I'm sidetracking. But anyways, but yeah, my skills, I didn't know how to really talk properly. I used to get called like names a lot when I was younger, dumb, a lot of other stuff, and I really saw to make sure y'all could never say that about me anymore. You feel me? So I made sure that I have knowledge. I make sure that I know everything that I can possibly know in order to show y'all that I am not that person that y'all used to call me. I am not dumb. I am beautifully black, girl. I don't even understand where that even came from. I don't understand how you can say anything about my skin complexion. We're all black. We're all beautiful. You feel me? It doesn't even understand how can you bully somebody off the color of their skin. That doesn't even make any sense. And it's the simple fact that I allowed people to get to me about that is type crazy to me. But it was the only thing that I ever heard, and I understood that I was different. You feel me? So that's why I allowed it to be. But now I am definitely comfortable in my skin and I'm comfortable in my beauty. And yeah, but yeah, it was, yeah.
Now, for you, at what point was it when you overcome this bullying? Did it just stop at some point and that's how you
Um,
overcame it? Or was there a moment there where
I want to say it didn't just, I wouldn't say that it stopped. I wouldn't say that it stopped. I want to say quarantine hit. I want to say quarantine hit, and that's when we had to go on online schooling, and I came back to school, and I feel like I just blew up, and people just started recognizing me for who I was instead of who they thought that I was or made up the image in their head. So it didn't, quarantine stopped it. That year gap stopped it. Me being able to find myself during that quarantine time stopped it, I want to say. And then I just fought back, I want to say. Like, when I came back to school, I ain't allowed nobody to talk to me because you're not going to talk to me crazy and get, one up on me. I'm never going to allow nobody to do that to me. Not anymore. And I feel like that's why I'm so, the way that I am.
and when you say you fought back, did you mean physically or just
No,
figuratively
just
speaking?
figuratively speaking. I fought back with my words.
And for you, when did quarantine happen during your schooling?
Quarantine happened, I want to say it happened
Freshman,
my
sophomore?
sophomore year. It was May 15th, I think. That's when they closed everything. That's when quarantine happened. My sophomore year, and I was in quarantine out of school my 11th grade year, my junior year.
So senior year is when you physically
Came back.
got it. And that's when you noticed a difference there?
And you know what's funny is, although I went through what I went through, I was always the person that everybody knew, which is the funniest thing ever. Like, my freshman year, I won Duchess for homecoming. For senior year, I won homecoming queen. So it's just a lot of things that just, I don't know. I feel like even though all of this stuff that happened in my life, I feel like God always directed me back into the spotlight.
Now, you did mention something here along the lines of that you kept this hidden from others, like your parents and things of that nature, but more recently in your life, you did let them in and let them know what was going on. Why did you withhold that information from them? And was there any regret on not saying something sooner?
Withholding information because I don't want my parents to know what I was going through. I mean, yes, you can go to your parents about anything, but I feel like mentally I wasn't prepared or able to speak on that type of topic with my parents. I feel like I had to fight. Even though they never asked me to fight for it by myself, I just feel like, you feel me, it was something that I had to figure out by myself.
Did they sense something or something of this nature was going on or happening to you? Did they ever question you about some of these things that you were dealing with, or they had no idea you hid it from them that well?
I'm the type of person that I always keep a smile on my face regardless of what's going on around me. So I tried not to show them. I gave them like snippets of like what was going on in my life, but it was never like, I never broke it down to them. Like, yeah.
And tissue there if you need any. But um, there may be someone in the audience that can relate to what you've went through, maybe even going through something similar or exactly themselves at this point. And obviously, um, circumstances could be different for everybody. But what do you say to someone out there who has a story just like you and is actively going through some of this stuff that you've already surpassed?
What I would say that somebody that is going through or actively going through what I had went through when I was growing up, I want to say to keep fighting. Don't listen to nobody because honestly, those people are projecting. Those people, they're just saying anything out of their mouth to get at you, to take and tear you down and who you are. You cannot listen to the outside news. You cannot listen to nobody but yourself. You feel me? You only have yourself. And once you understand and your confidence, understand your capabilities within life, that's when you're going to thrive, baby girl. That's when you're going to thrive. Not even baby girl, whoever I'm talking to, you feel me? If you're going through this, just make sure no matter what anybody says, make sure that you understand that you only have yourself in this life. Not even you only have yourself. I'm saying, wait, stop. Hold on. Okay. But yeah. I'm sorry. I just got.
Take your time.
But yeah, just don't listen to no outside noise. It's not worth it. There's no point. People are gonna always talk. You gotta fuck them haters. You gotta fuck what people say. Because at the end of the day, like I said before, you only really got yourself, and you gotta make sure that you're winning in life. These people, they here to tear you down. They here to say something to you. They here to make you feel like you're not good enough, like you're not worth it. Like, you feel me? It's not. It's not. It's never. Let me think. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Take your time.
Can I start over?
Yeah, sure.
Wait, give me a second. Just give me a second. Wait, can you pause it?
Yeah, go ahead. Take your time. Want to make sure whatever you're saying through this interview to that person is the correct
Yeah, that's what I want to say.
verbiage and the correct message and the correct advice. So I'll
Yeah.
start the question over just to kind of reset here. But the question originally was, what do you say to someone who may be actively going through something that you've already surpassed already, and may have a similar story as you, or maybe even the same thing, right? Maybe same color, same complexion, and is going through similar or same bullying that you have described here. What do you say to that person? And again, circumstances could be different for everyone.
Circumstances, definitely. I want to say to people that are experiencing what I have went through when it comes to bullying, or even like allowing people in their life that might be detrimental or negative within their life, I would just want to say remove them at all costs if they're definitely negative. But when it comes to bullying, you can't listen to nobody around you. You got to make sure you're listening to only yourself, and make sure yourself here is what you're in tune with. You feel me? These people are only here to tear you down. And that's what you got to understand. You are the only one that could build yourself right back up. And you're the only one that could believe in yourself in order to get you in where you're destined to be, or where you need to be. You feel me? These people are just here. They're lingering. These characters are in your fucking life. They're characters. And they're here temporarily in order to stop you from getting to where you're destined to be. These bullying, as I say, the bullying was only to stop me from getting to starting my career, from starting to see that I'm more than what the fuck these people are saying. And that's exactly what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. These people around you, these people that's talking negatively inside your ear, these people that are talking to you and you're allowing it and you're consuming it, fuck it all. Listen to what you got going on. Listen to your heart. Listen to your mind. Listen to God. Because God, at the end of the day, got the greater calling for you. You don't listen to nobody, because at the end of the day, fuck these people, man. Seriously, like, fuck these people.
Now, there have been news headlines of students that have been bullied and have committed suicide. There have been news stories of students that have been bullied and take it upon themselves to get violent in terms of school shootings and things of that nature. Did you ever have these type of thoughts back then? If you did, what stopped you from going through either of those routes and not becoming one of these headlines yourself?
No, I've never had any, if you were asking suicidal thoughts or anything like that, no, I have never came across anything like that. Like I said before, I knew that I had more life, and I knew that I was going to get through it no matter what.
And for you, how did you end up becoming homecoming queen?
That's a great question. Honestly,
From someone that was bullied and felt zero confidence to seemingly
because my
on
name was
top.
always out there. Like, regardless of what people was doing to me, what people were saying to me, everybody always knew who Tyla Jaicee was. And I always made sure of it. I always spoke to people. I was always so nice to people. I always supported people. I was just always there, you feel me? And I knew that people had me in their hearts and knew that, you feel me, they believed in me. So yeah.
And how big of a class were you in back then? Like, how many students did you end up graduating
I don't
with?
know, but I know that it was a big class. I don't remember the size.
200 students, 300 students, 400 students,
It was a
500
big
students?
class. 800 to 1,000. It was a big class. It was a big school.
And you were homecoming queen of that year.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
Now, just curious here on that note, was the homecoming king someone you were in a relationship with back then?
No, the homecoming king, he played football, but he was just one of my friends. No relationship.
Now, once again, zooming out, anything else in regards to your upbringing?
No, I think you touched on everything.